Self-improvement gives them the ick because you're not supposed to try. They want you to just be that guy. They want you to be born that way. They want you to be genetically superior to all other men and not have to try to improve yourself. But that's not the case for most guys. We're not born that way. We have to make ourselves into that guy. So we have to do self-improvement. The key is to do it in solitude and away from the world. Build yourself in silence, in solitude. And many guys are confused because I'm constantly promoting self-mastery and working on yourself and ignoring women as a way to get women. But there's a distinction, there's a lot of nuance to this topic. And that's exactly why I wrote my ebook, The Brutal Truth of Female Nature. If you want to dig a little bit deeper, top link in description and pinned comment. The woman shouldn't have to know that you're trying so hard to develop yourself. I tell you guys, self-development, all these habits you can do to level up in life, but no one should know about this because it takes away the mystique. It takes away the, like, I always use the analogy, I made this up by the way, is that women don't want to read the airplane manual. Like, you know, some people buy these small planes and they learn how to fly an aircraft. They have a pilot's license because they want to take girls on like a date in a plane, which is a cool idea. But anyway, the woman doesn't want to know how the plane works. She doesn't want to have to know that you spent years learning how to be a pilot of a small aircraft. She just wants to enjoy the view above the clouds and watch the sun set over the clouds. This makes her hot for you, not knowing that you put in all this effort of learning and developing your skills. So it should be done in solitude. It should be done in silence, away from the world. No one should have to know that you're on your self-improvement journey. They just get to experience and enjoy the finished product when you're around. And this goes to my idea of, I should probably make a completely its own video about this, but I think you should do life in seasons. So you have a season of self-improvement, like 8 to 12 months. You don't really have a social life. You don't date women. And you just focus on yourself and developing yourself. And then have periods, like shorter periods of time for enjoyment, for dating women, for socializing, and just enjoying life. If we're putting it in philosophical terms, this would be like going between the Apollonian and the Dionysian. The Dionysian is like chaos, emotion, visceral reality. And then the Apollonian is order, logic, planning. And this is what men are. Men are Apollonian at their core. They're logical at their core. They can disregard emotions. And women are Dionysian at their core. Think about Dionysian revelry or Dionysian orgies. I don't know why I say Dionysian for orgies, but I say Dionysian for everything else. It's the god Dionysus. In Europe, they say Dionysus, or Hungarians would say Dionysus. And that's like the god of wine and parties. But it's much more than that. Please study Nietzsche. He goes deep into the Dionysian. The Dionysian at its core is an overflowing of power. And it's like a becoming. It's always changing and becoming something. It's flux. Going back to Heraclitus and his idea of the eternal flux. Existence is like a fire. You know, a fire is just constantly changing. It's not a static thing. It's very dynamic and alive. And that's what the Dionysian is. It's like life, basically. And the Apollonian is like abstract logic, like math, order. It's order in the chaos. It's like a systematizing. And you need both. But I think you need more Apollonian. You need the Apollonian to develop yourself, and then you need the Dionysian, which is just like enjoyment and living life to the fullest, but you should do that a little bit less, I think. I mean, you can do the Apollonian stuff in a Dionysian way. The Dionysian is like a vitality. It's a vital energy. And the Apollonian is like a rigid, structured, orderly, logical thing, which is very necessary for improving. And then when you're dating women and you're enjoying a life, this is the Dionysian, and you should keep them separated. A woman should never know about this like a logical side of you. She should just see you as this existing man who is just exuding power and dominance and amused mastery. But in your personal life, in solitude, you're not so Dionysian, you're more Apollonian. But women just want you to be effortless. They want you to exude mastery. They want you to exude mastery without trying. You shouldn't have to try. It should just be easy for you. They basically want you to be like a god among men, and that's why I teach you ways that you can do that, where you can actually feel your identity can be that of a god among men, and you feel like you're superior deep down in your soul, like you have a lofty spirit, an aristocratic spirit. And again, I always have to say, this doesn't mean being arrogant or rude to people, because people who actually have a high, lofty spirit and who are overflowing with power and vitality, they don't act in like a antisocial, negative way. They're magnanimous, they're compassionate, they're kind, because they're above everything. They're above humanity, and they want to help humanity because they can easily solve anyone's problems because they're a higher type of man. I like to get a little bit philosophical and esoteric sometimes, because these concepts, they can either be really practical and simple. Like if you look at evolution and biology, it's very simple. We're products of evolution. Women are like this, men are like that. But it can also, you can dig deeper in these topics and it can become like a spiritual thing. Like me telling you to identify as being a god above humanity, this is pretty spiritual stuff. But practically, it does help you be very attractive to women. As I always reiterate many times in every video, women want a superior man. That's just the simple fact. And modern woke Western society has convinced men that women want equality. This is like a societal shit test that you're failing, because there is no equality in nature. We live in nature, and nature has hierarchies. Nature has a rank order of humans, of everything. And the beautiful thing about being a human is you can level up and you can rise up that rank order. And you do that by developing yourself in solitude without other people knowing about it. So I preach self-mastery, personal development, all this stuff. It should be done in solitude, and it should be done for extended periods of time, like many months, where you don't date women, you don't really socialize that much. I mean, you can socialize a little bit if it's something to do with your self-improvement, like maybe you go play a team sport. The type of socializing you definitely don't want to do during these periods of Apollonian self-development. You don't want to be drinking alcohol and staying out late at night. That's not the kind of socializing you want to do. That's the kind of socializing you can do in the shorter, like 3-4 month period where you're dating women and you're enjoying life and you're living to the fullest, Dionysian revelry. That's when you can have that kind of fun. But in the longer stretches of self-development, you want to keep socializing to a minimum and only do like healthy socializing. Socializing, despite what other YouTubers and self-improvement gurus tell you, socializing should not be part of your self-improvement journey. Socializing is like how you enjoy life. It's how you get some relief from the grind of personal development. Socializing and dating women, this should all be a fun escape and a treat from your daily hard self-inflicted hardships, and it's like a nice little treat. You give yourself a few weeks or months to just enjoy life, drink some wine, stay out a little bit later than usual, date women, hang out with the boys, whatever you want to do. But this should be contained in a season of life that's shorter than the longer periods of solitude and self-development. And if you want me to design your life and your habits in a way that has both of these aspects, the Dionysian and the Apollonian, I offer one-on-one coaching for that. Also, for people who are going through any kind of breakup or emotional trauma, I can help you out with that as well, especially if it's divorce, because that's how I came to this amazing life design that I have currently. Is it happened after my divorce. My wife left me, took all my money, betrayed me to the fullest, and this caused so much pain and suffering that I had to figure out how to fix the problem. And along the way, I learned so much about the best way for a man to live his life. So I could shorten the learning curve for you if you're going through that right now. Like this video, leave a comment if you like these types of topics, and give me some feedback if you agree or disagree. Buy my ebook, The Brutal Truth of Female Nature, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.